Rob, a tough night at the office. Just sum it up for us.
Yeah, well, it was tough, wasn't it? I mean, pressure in the end counted, didn't it? We soaked up an awful lot of Gloucester, and in the end, they got away from us. Losing bonus point, 6 minutes left. Felt like we could have got something successfully out of the evening, but I think the bigger picture is probably the sobering thing, and probably the good thing is that definitively gives us as coaches something to work with some of the players, because there's some things that we got wrong in the second half today. I mean, we got some things wrong in the first half, probably got away with it. Some things in the second half that some guys are doing on a repeat basis, which is probably what's really hampering them from playing more first-team rugby. And they've got to get their heads around it. They've got to get their heads around this way that rugby is not just a blocked-off thing, that you run around and you work hard and you think you're okay. You know, everybody's got a role to play in the jigsaw puzzle, in the engine that purrs along nicely. And we've just got a few too many guys who, they're the wrong cog a few too many times. And, we've got to just get that in alignment with this next group of players behind the front 20, 25 players, because ultimately that's what will really make us a good and strong club. And we can use tonight to drive that.
You've said in the past that you will be tough at times, and is this a case now? The standards you've set yourself, being double champions, that you can't accept necessarily good anymore. It's got to be a lot better than that.
I think we've got to, because I think for two reasons. A, it's not fair on the players. If you can mollycoddle them, shield them a little bit, and just go, well done, you run around out there with 6 minutes to go, that would have been great. But I think actually, that doesn't actually make the players better. Making them go through a tough review, dealing with, facing up to some real, some tough questions will mean the next time they get in this scenario, they'll be able to deal with it better. The reality is, we wanted points tonight. The next time we play a Premiership game, we're going to want points. We're going to need points. You can't just go along saying it's okay to lose. It can never be like that. And we had some heroic moments out there, and I'll congratulate the lads for that. And when I code the game, I'll give them highlights for it and say well done. But the trouble with having to have so many heroics, it means something else is going wrong in the game, because you only need heroics when your basics are breaking down a little bit. Yes, you want guys to come up with those moments, but normally, you want one or two in a game. And today, it's felt like we had a lot. That's great. But as I said, it probably meant the game was going away from us too many times in other places.
You said in the week you'd find out more over these next 2 weeks about your side. How does it lead into next week now, albeit you'll probably use a different group of players?
I think it leads in pretty well, because these guys have needed rugby. There's a reality. Many of them haven't played much rugby, so they've needed rugby, and some of them have stood up really well. I think some of the young guys I'm fantastically pleased with. Some of our young guys have probably been the stars of the show for us tonight, so to speak. I think one or two guys definitely move forward in my estimations and where my rankings in the team are. So that's great for those. But I still think we've got a few guys who have got to just show they've got a deeper understanding of the game, and also a willingness to learn, to have a deeper understanding of how we play and the necessities of frontline rugby, because that's going to define their careers.